2 Thor videos in a row. Come on, Rich, shake it up a bit. Sorry guys, we've got Ragnarok to talk about. Oh lord, we've got Ragnarok to talk about. Beautiful. Fucking beautiful. This movie lives up to all the expectations, and mine was set pretty high. Not only do I expect a lot from Marvel and from Taika Waititi, but 2017 has given us 2 of the best MCU films to date. And did Ragnarok top the previous 2 films from this year? Well, it's too early for me to say. Actually, I've only seen this film once. Still very fresh in my brain. I'll probably answer that question in another video at another time when I've seen the film more than once. Knowing me, I'm probably gonna go watch it again in the next few days. We'll probably watch it 2, 3, 4 times in cinema, because that's who I am. So I know that not everyone is as much of a nerd as I am, and probably didn't go rush to see this movie the day it came out. I know this film actually hasn't even been released everywhere yet, and so for that reason I'm going to keep this review spoiler free. There'll be no spoilers in all of this review because it's still really fresh and I want to give people time to go watch it. I'd rather the story be told to you through Taika Waititi, the director, instead of through an idiot off the internet. I might make a spoiler video in the future if I feel like I've got more things I want to say about the movie, because I probably could make a spoiler video on this film. A lot to talk about in this film that I can't talk about without going into spoilers. I've pretty much got the first few scenes of the movie to review for you guys spoiler free. I mean, I know you see a lot in the trailer throughout the entire movie, but the plot still surprises you. Alright, so a spoiler video might come later, but for now, let's just talk Thor Ragnarok. Alright, so let's answer the big question. Is Ragnarok any good? Yeah, guys, Ragnarok is pretty fucking good. It's very good, actually. It's really well made. It's so quick and fast, and I just wasn't bored for a second. It's hilarious, and I rarely use that word to describe films. This movie at points actually had me in hysterics. Me and my friend Sarah were actually trying to stop ourselves from laughing at points because we didn't want to piss off the people around us. And hilarity is something that is always expected in a Taika Waititi movie, but isn't always expected in a Marvel movie, especially a Thor movie. Thor's been pretty damn serious up until this point, and no other Marvel film has ever been that funny. There's a difference between the comedy in Ragnarok and the comedy in the other films. In previous Marvel movies, the comedy is quips and sarcasm and sarcastic comebacks and sarcastic jokes, and not that I have a problem with that. I really enjoy the comedy in every Marvel film. I thought Ant-Man was pretty fucking funny, to be honest, and I still watch that movie for a good laugh. But in this movie, the comedy is so natural. The characters aren't making comments and doing these things to try and be funny. The characters aren't even aware that they're being funny. The characters themselves are obscure and weird, and that's where the comedy comes from. It's so natural, and that's what Taika Waititi is so fucking good at. Just watching the characters makes you want to laugh because the way they interact together, it's not banter and quips and things like that. They generally are just funny people. It's like when you're in school and you're in your big group of friends, was always those 2 people that just watching them was enough entertainment for everyone. That's what it's like with the main characters in this film, and that is what makes Ragnarok the funniest Marvel movie. Because Ragnarok is a comedy film. This is by all means of the word a comedy film, and if that is gonna piss you off, then I probably wouldn't recommend you watch this movie. However, if you're like me and you believe that comedy movies, good comedy movies at least, can also be serious and can actually tell some great stories, then yeah, you're gonna love Ragnarok, because we've seen what happens when you make a serious Thor, and believe me, this shift of tone, it's a lot better. Alright Richard, how's the story? No, I can't go into spoilers with this. I said I wouldn't, so my brief summary of the story. It is crazy. It's so unique. So much happens in such an amazing and incredibly unique way. So without giving anything away, all I can tell you is it's really original. It's very different. You haven't seen a Marvel film like this one yet. If you're not really a fan of the character Thor, but you like Marvel as a whole, then go watch this movie because it's a completely different feel. When I watched this movie, I felt like I did back in 2014 when I watched Guardians of the Galaxy for the first time. I've been worrying recently that Marvel are making the same stories over and over again. Iron Man, Ant-Man, and Doctor Strange were all very similar in their narrative, but I'm so glad to see Marvel put something out there which is just nothing like the rest of the movies. Okay, another big one. How does this shift in tone affect the characters and the story? Well, I preferred this story a lot more than the last 2, so there's that. And Thor's change of character is very justified. Marvel needed to change this character. Not only were fans not really a huge fan of the last one we saw, but it also makes sense that he's acting different now. Thor's been through a lot of shit since the last time we've seen him, in the last 2 films that we've seen him in. Thor's been through a lot, guys. His girlfriend dumped him, his brother died, and he's spent the last 2 years tripping balls over some fucking vision he's having. If after all of that, Thor hadn't changed his personality a little bit, I'd probably question the writers. I'd be surprised if he was still the same. Don't be confused about about this change. We shouldn't be asking why Thor's changed. Shouldn't be asking who is Thor. We should be asking how is Thor. The poor guy has it's been tough. And now he's lost his hammer. Fucking poor dude, man. Shit, now I'm actually feeling really sorry for this guy. It's okay, Thor. It's all gonna be okay. What? Come in. Yeah, it looks great. Come on, sit. It's my Aunt Rox.
Hi.
How did you like Thor Ragnarok?
Oh, I really loved it. Just my speed.
Was it good?
It was. It was exciting. It was, everything about it I loved.
Well, you haven't actually seen Ragnarok yet, have you?
No, I haven't.
But you liked it anyway.
I loved it.
You loved it.
Love anything Richard tells me is good. After all, I came all the way from the United States just to see him.
She did, just for me.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Just for you. I have been listening to Richard talk to you. And I think you should listen to him because he really knows his shit and knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I agree. You're in the next room.
I can hear you.
You can hear me in the next room.
I hear every word you're saying.
Do you?
See you later.
See you later.
Over and out.
Okay, I talked about a lot of things that I really liked in this film, and overall, guys, I did love this movie, but what kind of review would I be if I didn't at least touch upon some of the things that weren't so great? Thor Ragnarok is a fantastic movie, but is it a perfect movie? No. There is no such thing as a perfect movie. I think the closest anyone's ever come is Back to the Future or Sing Street. If you haven't heard of or seen Sing Street, by the way, it's on Netflix. It's fucking beautiful. Go check it out. So I'm just going to talk about a few of the things that weren't as great as they could have been. And this is by no means the director's fault or really anyone's fault, but things that I would have liked to see. Alright. This is a very common Marvel complaint, but the villain in Ragnarok. Like I said, look, these complaints are minuscule, but I wasn't as blown away by Hela as I was hoping to be. I liked her as a villain, thought she was pretty good. I mean, she was scary, she was menacing, she was quite hot, actually. But being that in the last two films Marvel's given us, the villains have been as emotionally attached to the narrative as the main character, for me to watch Hela, it was a little bit underwhelming. I mean, if you compare her to Malekith, she's fucking incredible. But she wasn't everything I wanted her to be. I was just watching her thinking, she's great, but if she hadn't been played by Cate Blanchett, if there was an actor in this role that wasn't quite as good and as mesmerising to watch as Cate Blanchett is, then would I really have enjoyed this character as much? Without going into spoilers, I can't really describe what my issue with her was. So I'll just say that there were many ways for this character to be a lot more emotionally attached to the story than she was, and that if she wasn't played by Cate Blanchett, I probably wouldn't have cared for her. But then again, she was played by Cate Blanchett, so I'm gonna let this one slide. Who am I to judge? I'm a 17-year-old who's never made a feature film in his life. That is my one complaint. I don't have anything else bad to say about this film. Guys, Thor Ragnarok is really a lot of fun. It's a good movie. I take back everything I've ever said about Thor possibly being a boring character. Thor is a bundle of fun. It's just hidden inside of him. He needed a Kiwi director to bring it out of him. This is a good movie, guys. Go watch this movie. Honestly, take your mum, your dad, your brother, your dog. Anyone will enjoy this film. I'm pretty sure everyone on Earth at some point in their life likes to laugh. And this film, no matter who you are, will make you laugh. Taking away from the comedy, it's just a good film in general. It's fun for all the family. That's all I've got to say. After doing this video, I've realised there's a lot of things that I want to talk about in this film that I couldn't without going into spoilers. So yeah, I guess expect a spoiler video to come soon. It probably will. But don't expect this for every movie, just the ones that I like. Maybe the ones that are really, really bad. If Justice League comes out and it's shit, I'm gonna have a lot to say. When Batman Superman came out, I ranted for... You know what, I'm still ranting about that movie. And I know so far that my two reviews have been very positive, but if DC's track record stays the way it's going, yeah, in a month's time I'm gonna be pretty damn angry about some Justice League. So yeah, Thor Ragnarok, great time, great fun, great film. Go see it. Also, if you're about to drop a comment saying, Richard, I can't believe you spoiled the fact that Thor loses his hammer, it's in the fucking trailer, so suck one. So do you like, you know all about what I think about this movie, yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, many times I've heard it.
Alright.